Hands down, the bathroom can be one of the most intimidating places to clean. In fact, when I read comments and get DMs, that's the thing that trips people up the most. So what I've done is I've compiled everything I know about bathroom cleaning into this video. We are going deep in the bathroom. We're going to tubs and tiles and toilets and sinks and glass and all of the challenging areas. I'm compiling it into a nice compact video, and I'm going to teach you how I teach professional cleaners how to clean a bathroom efficiently, effectively, and quickly. By the time you finish watching this video, you're going to be motivated to clean your bathroom, and you're actually going to know how to do it. I'm excited for you to see it. I hope you enjoy. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel and give this video a thumbs up if you just feel like a better person in a clean bathroom. It's nearly impossible to clean any space if it is cluttered. That's why we always talk about the 3-wave system here at Clean My Space. The first wave being tidying and organizing, which includes getting rid of clutter. So in the bathroom, I get rid of everything on surfaces, whether it's on the counter or in the tub. I either put it on the floor or outside the bathroom, and that allows me to clean the areas that need it most. All right, let's talk about perhaps one of the least exciting jobs in a bathroom, cleaning a toilet. I always start with the toilet lid closed and a bottle of general bathroom cleaner. I start spraying from the top, the lid of the tank, the flusher, the tank itself, the toilet lid, the area around the toilet base, and I start lifting up the lid, cleaning the seat or spraying the seat, under the seat, around the bowl, outside the bowl. I mean, stuff gets everywhere, so everything has to be sprayed. If you want to think about it like this, just visualize your whole toilet kind of dripping. Then you can put toilet bowl cleaner. You want it right under the rim of the toilet so it can start eating away at any of those hard water deposits. And then this is an enzyme cleaner. You can spray that around the base of the toilet. That's going to help break down any urine odors that have set in over time that might be bothering you. So an enzyme cleaner is a great little tip. I like to use paper towel when I'm cleaning the toilet, and I just repeat my steps. So I start right back up at the top, and I'll change out the paper towel as it becomes saturated, and I work my way through each area that I have sprayed with the cleaner. If there's particularly grimy areas, you might want to get in there with a bathroom-specific cleaning toothbrush. Cleaning the base and the area around the toilet, well, it's not the most exciting job to do, really does make a difference. So I would encourage you, if you haven't done it in a while, just to get comfortable with the base of your toilet. You can even use a toothbrush to clean around the base if you notice it's particularly grimy. Now for that enzyme cleaner, again, I'm just using paper towel. I like using paper towel to clean the toilet. That way I don't have to worry about any crust contamination. And then get your toilet bowl brush and use it. Think about like a toothbrush. You know, you're trying to brush off plaque when you're brushing your teeth, and it's the same thing when you're cleaning a toilet. You're trying to scrape off any buildup, hard water, bacteria, grime that's built up over time. So you're gonna start around the top, work your way, swirl your way down to the bottom, shake it out. Then I always close the lid down on the toilet bowl brush. You guys know. There's a really great recipe for a tile and tub cleaner that you can whip up. I'll get the recipe for you in the description down below. But once that is whipped up, you can use this and only make it up on demand. It's going to be pasty. You want to use this to clean your tiles, and the reason it's so good is because it just obliterates soap scum, and the hydrogen peroxide can also help to lighten your grout. So it's a great little extra that you can throw in there to make a difference. Once you've applied it with the soft side of the sponge, you can use the scrubby side of the sponge to sort of rub it in and get rid of any of that tough soap scum. And then of course you want to rinse really well, because this is going to leave some grit behind due to the baking soda. Now, if you have a glass shower door or wall, you can use full strength vinegar. That's what I'm using here. When you've saturated the glass really well, you can use a non-scratching sponge to rub it in, and you'll notice that the vinegar really helps to break down that soap scum. If you don't have full strength vinegar, try regular, or even lemon juice can work. Then you want to give it a really good rinse and buff it to give it a good shine. Now for cleaning the tub, if it doesn't have too much soap scum and you don't want to think about baking soda, all good. You can use vinegar and dish soap in a spray bottle. This works really, really well for me. And by the way, I have an acrylic tub, so I want to use as little abrasion as possible. I'm using a non-scratch sponge to do this. And the way that you should think about a tub is all areas of the tub should be clean. That's why I like to start at one end and work my way over to the other. And then I'm using the kind of back and forth motion to scrub off all the soap scum. Now, one trick that you can use to check and see if all the soap scum is gone is to drop your sponge and to just use your hands, run it along the inside of the tub or any surface you want to check. If you feel any friction, that's going to tell you there is still soap scum there. If it feels nice and smooth, you know that you can give it a rinse and it is clean. Also, don't forget the exterior of your tub. That is going to need some love too. When done, you want to rinse everything clean, so you can either use a jug, or if you have a shower head that's removable, you can use that to give everything a good rinse. And of course, I always like to finish up by buffing everything dry. It just makes the tub look so much cleaner. I think mirrors are the easiest thing to clean in a bathroom. You just need to get some vinegar up on that mirror, and then you can use a flat weave microfiber cloth to give it a good buff down. I love using these on mirrors because they don't leave streaks. Whereas if you're using a thicker towel with a terry weave, you're going to notice streaks. Here, when I'm cleaning the sink, I'm sprinkling a little bit of baking soda in after I've sprayed it with that vinegar dish soap combo. I'm letting that sit, and the baking soda just kind of helps break down any extra dirt that's there. So I like using that. You can use a toothbrush to kind of get into the edges and do some details. Again, this is a bathroom cleaning specific toothbrush that I don't use on toilets, so you have to collect a few old cleaning toothbrushes and know which ones that you're using where. Then I like to use a microfiber cloth to kind of give everything a good wipe. I find a microfiber cloth is pretty helpful cleaning the sink because it allows me to cover a large surface in a short area of time. And it also helps to pick up any of those crazy pesky hairs that get stuck in the sink. For countertops, I would recommend using an appropriate cleaner for the surface that you are cleaning. In this case, this is a marble counter, so I'm going to ensure that I'm not using anything with vinegar in it that could potentially ruin it. So you're spraying down the counter as well as your faucets. Use a microfiber cloth here. This probably doesn't need anything too fancy or difficult, assuming you're staying on top of your counters fairly regularly. Now, bathroom floors, I can't say I like to do them by hand, but I do them by hand because I just find it to be the most effective way to do it. Instead of bringing in a vacuum and then a mop, you know, a bathroom is such a small space. So I find using a microfiber cloth allows me to pick up the hair, and I'm really using the S pattern to pick up and collect any of that hair and debris and bring it right down to the edge, the door of the bathroom. You can see I work my way out, and then I kind of do one final swoop of the cloth, and I take that right over to the sink in the laundry room, and I give that a wash. And I use all-purpose cleaner when I'm cleaning the floor.
The thing is with me, I don't like cleaning, so my goal is to teach you how to do all of this in the least amount of time. So I challenge you to watch this video, learn all of the techniques, and then time yourself, and then challenge yourself to shave off time. Because when you do that, you can actually start to find efficiencies and get the job done even better and even faster. That does happen. That has happened to me, and I know it can happen to you too. And that brings me to this week's comment question. If I can help you in arguably one of the most challenging places in the house, I'd love to know in the comments down below, what are the other spaces in your home that really trip you up, that you find really difficult to clean? Because maybe if you like the structure of this video, I'll put something similar together for some other rooms in the house. So let me know what those are in the comments down below. If you want to see what we're up to during the rest of the week, you can follow along on Instagram. I'm at Melissa Maker, Chad is at the Chad Reynolds, and the two of us are at Clean My Space. Here are a couple of other videos I think you might love, and if you want to learn more about Maker's clean microfiber cloths, you can click this button right over here. There is a button down there that lets me know you care, so click it if you liked this video, and click this button right here to subscribe and begin your journey to a cleaner life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.